like they're sitting in a practice room essentially. That's always going to make things a little bit easier for MOUZ to maintain composure in what has really been a series of arena losses. Like in studio environments, they're so rarely actually going to come out worse for wear.
All right, well, it is time for the game. Jackie, Vince, take it away. I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm sure you are too.
Thanks, Rich. We are indeed. We should feast on this one, like you said. So let's sit down, get the knives and forks out, and see how the game's going to go, Vince. NAVI taking on MOUZ. Qualification to the Perfect World Major in Shanghai. CT side being NAVI. MOUZ over on the T side. We're getting to the pistol. We're here on Mirage.
Double Julies again. So many teams opting for this on Mirage right now. So many up close and personal angles where they're really going to thrive. And both of them actually playing on Balcony and Shadow respectively. 4 guns for 2 men, but no T's currently present. And Shui is watching for that rotation round the back through the T spawn. Slowing it down our MOUZ as well. Not giving anything away. No sound cues to play off either.
Flash over the top. Your one bit of information, but it's all smokes and mirrors. The real play is the smash and grab onto the B bomb site. JL firing out warnings, but that's all they are. The USP looking like a flare gun right now as the site is being claimed. Territory being taken by the T site. Snapshot from Alexi B though.
It's a beautiful shot. Does give them that little bit more to play with, especially as 2 of the 5 players now coming up through on the catwalk side. So need to keep as many bodies alive as possible. Send JL in first, who is weakened. Try and tank some of those bullets, be a bit of a sponge, but already half the timer is gone. An exertion now, pivots in, flashes through, but Jimmy's also going to connect with Wonderful and JL, picking up the pieces, and Ema with an instant, immediate headshot to Brolan. Na'Vi should have this under wraps. A 1-0 start for the CTs in fine fashion as well. It felt like they'd taken too much time on the approach. So surgical, removing all those threats.
How the round started with MOUZ expanding over the bomb site, hitting some nice shots. He's looking worrying for Na'Vi. But Alexi B, lovely snap with the USP up in towards the apartments, and the rest of the squad following by the example set by the in-game leader. And they pick that one up. A pistol round that you won't be forgetting soon. MOUZ though, reinvestment comes out from the bomb plant. You got some weaponry to play with.
Yeah, bits and pieces allocated to MOUZ here. I completely agree with what Dar said as well. For me, Exertion is probably the difference maker. He has the ability to switch up pace, be an entry, can play anchors, can play pretty much every weapon as well. For the longest time, Jim Fat was probably the player that most people were excited about within this roster, but Exertion has really started to step out of the shadows this last sort of 6 to 8 months. JL, though, is going to get the freebie frag. Out into the open, they'll start to spill, but Ema helping bit alongside the MP9. Exertion, though, from strength to strength and frag to frag. Ema puts him down, but damage is being inflicted to the CTs now. Considering that Ema is low and JL's taking some damage, there is a way forward for MOUZ with 50 seconds still left on the clock.
Big Jimmy looking to get the bomb planted back of the site. Torji to assist in the 2 versus 3. But the health differential could be what matters most. If you can get those clean engagements off where you don't take much damage, you could convert this round. They're looking to bait out the face. They draw the peek from Jimmy at the back. Oh, but they activate stereo frags on the bomb site. JL's the only one left. And he will clean up. Response is good. Dive straight back on the bomb. Same situation once again. Another round for Na'Vi in the 1v1.
Oh, Jackie, I think we're on for a banger here, man. These first 2 rounds. I'm expecting it to be a whole lot more of these tense back and forth encounters. There was 2 or 3 times where it looked like Na'Vi were about to just shut the door in the face of the oncoming MOUZ, but they just managed to hang on in there, just get those extra couple of entry frags. Jim Fat and Exertion already showing us why they are such a deadly dynamic duo. Sometimes Brolan's been a bit off. He has his ups and downs, can be very inconsistent. Certainly a player to watch out for as well in this game. See how he does.
Oh, bit. Bites the bullet literally up against Exertion. Oh, the dink as well. And you're just going to commit to the spray. You know exactly where he is. Walking wounded, now down in the dirt. And this is a far cleaner start from MOUZ. They're taking space, getting the bomb planted, and they've got eyes on, visual contact back towards Wonderful. Alexi B, though, presented an opportunity, grabbed it with both hands. Shuhei down and out, but Chorzi replies back onto the CT man. And suddenly there's just two. They've been good for the clutches so far, but this is one that's too tall of a task.
Yeah, this is a whole different level. A 2v4, they've typically been in these sort of scrappy 2v2, 3v3s. JL and Alexi, because of how close these previous rounds have been, they don't have a ton of money. They need to hold on to these two weapons. So a save is the only choice they have. 2-1 the score. And, you know, we talked about Brolan, Jimmy, Exertion. The player at the very top of the stats after the first two games played was Torji, 2.01 in his first two maps. Played lights out. A 3 kill to death ratio, was just straight up smurfing in those first two games.
Torji the terrifying when he's on form. Give him an opportunity. He'll take more than a mile. Round 4 live though. Broken by to contend with for the CT side of Navi. Early smokes out on mid. Wonderful arm with a scout. A couple of weapons surrounding that as well. If he can tag them up, or vice versa with the pistols, you could look to convert a couple of kills. Nade set on the back of the B bomb site in case there's someone towards the bench. It's Wonderful. Scoped up, looking for the run out in case they give it on the bomb site. Timing though on the walk in through short. He's going to be able to bleed round the back, and winning his 1v1 versus Alexi B takes a lot of the potential stock they could have had in this round down quickly. And that's some nice footwork. Good shots back.
Roland clean on that double. Emo will have to save that 5-7 with the Kevlar on top of it, looking for an exit frag on Murder Hole, but yeah, MOUZ just really picking it up the pace. The one kit they have in market. And that now under the T's control. Kicking things off with a fast double. Did NAVI, but MOUZ right back into it. I love that they mixed up the pace as well. It felt like NAVI hadn't fully stabilized over on the B side of the map. It's maybe a weakness that they're looking to try and exploit. So you're talking about like Shui potentially playing in connector and Alexi trying to exploit that as much as possible. But when you know that NAVI are in a bit of a rough buy, lack of utility, maybe they don't throw in that early smoke, that early Molotov, and you can make the most of it.
And MOUZ doing their due diligence there pays off at the end of the round. Emma was looking for the wrap back in towards the market to grab himself the A1S that was on his teammate's dead body. But they grabbed the gun and made out like bandits with a weapon. So nothing for him to recover. Not much to play with. Round 5 looking like a rundown fairground for Navi. Not a lot to go on.
Now they got the Deagle, and JL, quite a monster with this weapon, tries to pierce through the smoke to open just a little bit of intel. 4 players in close proximity, make it 5 now. There's Shui, even trade back and forth. Exertion with the spray looking good, gets caught, but still spins around and takes the head of JL. And Ema actually mid-air didn't see that kill with a 5-7 shut down Jimfat. So MOUZ take the lead, but this was expected, Jackie. They had such bad economy. Now able to muster together a buy, but it's still not fantastic. For FAMAS for Bits, who's a 0-5, and he is one of the players for Navi that you really expect to see at the top of the scoreboard. Like, he's normally top stats-wise, but he's on 13 ADR after 5 rounds played.
Damning scenes early. That's the nature of the game. If you can shake it off, reset. Ton of time to find your impact. Carve your name into the history books on this one. Do you realize Alexi B's lurking underneath the window, able to find the flick up? The hurty-burty's good. Oh, the second as well. And assisted by JL. Systematic dismantling of MOUZ's hit towards the site.
Consistent smokes also tossed in. It just doesn't look any way forward for MOUZ. 9K for Brolan. drop across here. Whatever happens at this stage, MOUZ will have a buy, but obviously they're thinking about the big picture, the longer haul. Their endeavors for getting on the site, pretty much zero. Lexi, a really exquisite round as well, up close on the van, transitioning in for a double. Secured this round before it really got started, and there you can see, typically in this kind of a position, like MOUZ could maybe play a bit of a bait and switch, just hold fire, try and throw some rotations through where NAVI are worried about a potential plant on A, but because they have control of the bomb, it is just going to end in this stalemate, this 2v5. No reason for NAVI to get aggressive either. Their money still is in dire straits. So Torji and Shui will be able to hold on to their guns.
Given the luxury of carrying those weapons into the next. Cash in the coffers as well, so the rebuy can come out happily. And fair play to Alexi B. The 4 kills he's got to his name, he's finding impact with it, he's being able to shut down the sites, he's hitting some nice snaps. We're back in the pistol round as well. It was him that opened it up. Are those consistent rounds though? Can you keep them cooking throughout the flow of this best of 3? All tied up here at the minute going into the 7th. Rebuy back out for MOUZ. And that AK in the hands of JL now.
Because of how close this back and forth has been as well. Like, you see Wonderful hasn't really had a chance to have any AWPs or really any impact, so to speak. Expect that's going to change sooner rather than later, but it's just been so scrappy, like constant economic game of chicken really for the CTs in particular. Getting aggro down into underpass, but Torji is already here. There is a smoke in his eyes, but he could be throwing a grenade to try and clear that one out. Just doesn't affect the smoke. Went too far.
Can't break it. Stonewall smoke. And spam shots. Seeds of doubt in the mind. But a slow play developing, posturing round towards the A ramp early. You've got the contingents out on mid-side as well. You could potentially come in as the 2 prongs. It's Wonderful looking for the jump spot right now, trying to garner some information with his life. He'll tuck back out. He's on the wraparound towards CT. Window smoke goes up. You get a little bit closer, group up close behind the smoke here. It's giving you some room to play with. They can get inside of it, burst out together. Look for the contact bit. Hits the first shot. They don't go for the instant burst though off the back of it. They want to wait for the timing on their teammates coming in through conside. Split the attention of the defense and Navi.
That's Bit's first kill. That's where he is going to fall. Even with the off angle. Anticipating the play, but Shui drops him. Oh, uncharacteristic whiff from Ema. And now Alexi, although 2 players are exceptionally low and he's going to get the backstab on one of them. Exertion and Jimfat are fully healthy and ready and ripping to go. How's he not been killed by Torji there? Timing must have been off on the peak. Regardless, MOUZ will take a 4th round. And what's really interesting about Mirage as well, Jackie, like obviously these teams have played each other a ton over the last year or so. But when it comes to Mirage, it's been a real back and forth engagement in terms of it's a 2-2. They traded back wins and losses. Last time they played was at Rio. MOUZ won 13-6, pretty convincing victory. A time before that, NAVI beat them 13-11 at Cologne. So no out-and-out winner when you look at the stats at least. Brolam entry once again as Shui gets traded back, but the man advantage remains in tow for MOUZ.
Oh, this is some carnage Counter-Strike. Everyone taking their individual fights and looking to see how far they can go with it. Wonderful. Shuts down the scope of Torji and puts them back into an equal situation though. Minute and 25 seconds on the clock. Wrap around for Zerjan. Link up with your boys, see if you can make a play together. You've still got some nades for this one. Smoke and Molly in the pockets. Oh, Wonderful with 2 HP off the back of the peak. All on Zerjan. We know how much damage he can do, but this is a round where you've got to show it. Play your cards. Peeks out Wonderful with the angle. Just waits for him to walk in. Puts him down in the dirt. Gets the upgrade onto the AWP as well back inside a Palace, so that's a freebie. We were saying he hasn't come alive with the AWP, well now he's got a chance to do that for free, and that's off the back of a round where he's feeding the hot hand. He's giving himself some confidence.
Yeah, exactly. His first AWP in 8 rounds. Now it's their 9th. He's going to be able to try and utilize that against the oncoming T's. Torji has another one. Seen him have a little bit of impact with it, but it's been so fast-paced on these executions that the Orbs just haven't really seen that much action. Another drop down for Ema. Onto the underpass, the flashes are good, but a little bit too late. He spots the pixel and makes the most of it onto Shui. And now Wonderful may be called upon to go above and beyond. Perhaps not. JL's going to alleviate some of the pressure that was building up on middle. Smokes himself into safety. And then Lexi barbecues Jim Fat on the periphery of the map. An awkward 2v3. Out of nowhere. It's been so fast as well. Torji and Brolan, they do have a reprieve. Torji nails Wonderful. They got so much time left on the clock, and they do have control over the bomb.
And that one kill towards short from Torji. That could be the opener for the MOUZ Mandem to make a play here on the 9th. Still keep it competitive. Maybe convert this one. Information got to be gathered. They're split up. One towards either bomb site. It's an advanced angle from JL down towards the ramp. MOUZ cut noise. They slow it right down. Got the smoke and the HE for the late round. Connector open. JL getting suspicious about the backstab. You can see him turning his attention between both angles. Paranoid about a late round off the back of it. And Bit might be blessed on this one. Forward thinking angle. Right up on short. Time tight as well. If he slows them down, this could be a big round. He wants the raw frags though, and he's good for the instantaneous headshot. Oh, Torji scoped up round the corner, a bit too quick.
Navi regained the lead once more, finally breaking down the economy of MOUZ in the process. Well, feels like they've had cash for days. Now Deagles may be in play with some Tech-9s, but not much else. Navi's opportunity to extend their lead maybe into an 8-4 scoreline. And when you consider that Dust 2 is coming up next, one that heavily leans in favor of Na'Vi, 90% win rate after 10 maps played in recent times. One of their only losses, though, it should be mentioned, was a 13-1 loss on Dust 2 against MOUZ. So it just goes to show when it comes to these two teams, you can kind of throw the stats out the window. Xerxon, meanwhile, though, is positioned up close on the ramp. Wants to put that Deagle to use, crack open one of these sites and allow his teammates to flurry through, but yeah, Na'Vi are playing this way too patiently, way too passively to get any picks anytime soon.
There's a bit of a hidden benefit to the round, at least. Obviously, with the far weaker buy, you've just got the Glocks. Obviously not a buy at all, you don't really have anything to work with, but you can take this as a bit of an existence timeout, talk about it, figure out what you want to do going into the next if you play a slow round. And then just hope, maybe, get a little bit lucky, take a couple weapons out their hands, make it more costly. That's what you're going to be thinking about. Bombard out towards mid together. Eco bashing can occur.
Cleanup. Only the one loss of life in the form of JL. Not that many kills, really, for MOUZ to play with. So, again, they're going to have a buy, but it's nothing truly spectacular. Timeout has been also deployed at the same time. It's been so scrappy in middle, especially. Like, we've seen so many confrontations, like, shimmying back and forth. Ema has tried to get into underpass a couple of times to varying degrees of success. I do wonder at what point we just say the good old-fashioned A-execute. Dust talked about this on the desk. They got so many protocols, so many set plays. Their strat book is vast on this map. But most of the time, this has just been mid-engagements over and over again.
Yeah, they've been fast rounds. Everyone taking their own individual encounters. Then down to some tight 2v2s in the late rounds in the early portion. It's all rifles for MOUZ in the 11th. Wonderful. Still donning the scope. Smoke out on short. Early mid-control being established here. Xerxon walking up into it. He can phase through the smoke. Potentially room for him to hit the shot, but it was got a good angle. Switched on about that prospect. And Wonderful. He needs that slight gap. Ooh, even the fadeaway shot was nearly a banger as well. So MOUZ down to 2. Vastly outnumbered here.
I mean, they're already into kind of safe territory. It's a weird thing to say with 1 minute and 15 on the clock, but they have very little money for the next round. The This being the penultimate round of the half. 2v5, no real damage has been inflicted. They don't really have any control, and Ema takes a snapshot headshot, but missing out on the opportunity, although it was brief at best. It does surprise me. After the timeout, they kind of just run it back to the same tactics again. Like I called it before, Ema has been trying to get into underpass so many rounds. Did the exact same here. Nice Overwatch performed from Wonderful's AWP as well in Con to allow him safe passage back onto the site. And MOUZ just didn't really have any foothold on this round whatsoever. Feels like they're running out of steam just a little bit. I was really expecting something different there, Jackie. Maybe that was the mind game they were playing. Like, we'll call a timeout, we'll chill, we'll just go back to default. Maybe they'll try something audacious or try and stack a site or something to counteract our strats coming up, but just hasn't worked out. Just a very flat round.
And it will result in the scoreline shifting massively in the favor of the NAVI camp. 7-4. Qualification on the line for the Perfect World Major in Shanghai. A best of 3. Two teams that have gone head-to-head 3 times in 2024 following the player break. NAVI, they were able to find victory all 3 times. A best of 5 and 2 BO3s in semi-finals and grand finals. Like we were setting up, it's a different environment here. There's the chance there's internal pressure. But in terms of where you're playing, how comfortable you should be individually, you should be able to ebb and flow into the game, show what you're made of. Broken by though, MOUZ contending with the cash flow. They adopt the Tech 9s, the Galils. Some nades to support a late play, but a deep incendiary. It fragments the squad and leaves Zerjan up close inside of the B apartments. Map control again being taken out towards mid. NAVI, they've been able to expand on these for free a lot. JL, short side. They wanted to go for the push in, but Molly buys them time and Bit wins out on the delay tactic of Torji. And this is the real hit being revved up for now. Pedal to the metal.
Alexi had a lot of impact on this very position early on in the half. That smoke's going to start to fade. The spray's labored, so he doesn't have any bullets left in the magazine to double up. But the information's been gathered. And Ema's collected onto Shui. Brolan and Jimmy, last 2 players left. Jimmy on 26. 1 bullet and he's dead. And Brolan taking a peppering. He continues to peek the same angle. And Ema now charging through and delivering for a 15th time in the first half. A dominant CT side in the end. Once they established their economy, MOUZ just didn't really get into those T sides.
I felt like it was super scrappy rounds, very close. Longer the half went on, more NAVI were able to divide and conquer again and again. So a big buffer of rounds at the halftime. They find themselves a pistol again as well. Already this one's looking pretty scary. Blade instilling his knowledge into the squad. Everyone checking the notes and getting ready.
Some of those plays, it kind of felt like desperation. I'm not sure if it was some kind of read there, you know, Torshi pushing through the smoke and getting punished for free. Ema's had a stellar half, though. 15 kills to his name. Well over 125 ADR. 7 multi-kill rounds. Unbelievable. Guy is straight up wrecking the server. And when you look across the MOUZ, like Exertion and Jimfat, they started solidly. You saw glimpses of kind of where we expected them to be in terms of this powerful rifle duo. They just kind of petered off and faded away towards the end of that half. I'm really surprised how flat that T-side ended up being for MOUZ.
See if there's any more to the story here for Brolan. It's short-lived, runs out on mid, but the instant dink sends his crosshair off kilter, and Alexi B finds a snap back on Desertion. So already dents in the defense for the CT side of MOUZ, and you can slow it right down. You've got 1 minute and 20 seconds on the clock, a huge advantage. It's a round that they can wait for the opportunity on. Torji. Back out down through Con. Tucked in towards underpass. JL, ooh, gets a bit suspicious about it. Runs out, finds the pickup. The P2000 close range on Conk. You deal some damage, not this time, and it's all going wrong. Navi in a great spot now to convert this one. It'd be another pistol, another round, and the second half looking grisly already.
Well, the lone Finn to take on the world. Has a Kevlar to potentially save, I guess, but don't feel like much of a prize to take out of this round, and he's going to go peeking a little bit more. Heard JL leaping up and down just outside the ladder room, and his spider senses tingling as he realized he's being flanked, but JL will devour with his third kill in the round. And Navi pick up both pistols on this map. And again, it just looked pretty straightforward. I mean, MOUZ, they had a couple of opportunities in middle, didn't really capitalize on it. Just got overwhelmed and swarmed. And let's be honest, this is kind of what we expected to see from Navi coming into the RMRs. Like, they had a bit of a slippery performance against opposition in Blast, where they went out very early on. A disappointing result for sure. But it feels like they've come to this RMR and they've been reinvigorated.
Yeah, that was at the World Final not long ago. Obviously a 7th, 8th finish. First playoffs they've missed since IEM Katowice 2024. Outside of that, a ton of trophies, ton of Instagram posts for Blade. You're posting up good numbers here. For MOUZ, it's a rough round to deal with. You got no money. Just got to hope there's something in this one, some kind of boom to walk away with, but all in all so far it's going well. JL fast flicks. Torji snatches away 1 kill. Zersham runs in to grab the AK, wanted to put that to good use, but everyone honed in on his angle. And it's the same outcome for Torji. So there's the 10th dialed in off the back of the pistol.
All right, MOUZ, what have you got? It needs to be now. Navi are building confidence with every passing moment, and MOUZ have looked super flat. Couple of glimpses from Brolan. Torji, Exertion, Jimmy. I mean, Shui's had not that many opportunities, typically trying to rotate in to save the day. It's just not been working out. But where do you go from here? Lack of utility already. 3 smokes left, no incendiaries. No nades on Shui or Brolan, and no kits across the board. MOUZ fully banking off firepower and winning out on their duels. And realistically, throughout the duration of this map, that's not been something that's been going in their way very often. Typically on the receiving end of a battering from Ema and JL in particular. I mean, Alexi's been dipping in for a ton of kills as well in 11.
It's a slower round. Navi with a nade, set themselves up. Alexi B back towards Smawn, dashes those out towards midside. Block off connector, block off window. Rest of the squad waiting, eager to push out, sees the initiative round through ramp. And then the backup of Ima. Down inside of the underpass. Brolan, he takes the first fight, but the bullets, they go slightly skew if he's taken out by JL. Sui looks for his own entry, but it's not working. All of your attention consistently split between 2 angles. There's no room to take a clean fight for the CT side. And that's all they wanted going into this round. The sight's theirs, and Zersh could be a dead man walking. A fast peek out from JL, got the confirmation now again. Bit runs in, and they make it to 11 on the first map.
And again, just getting out-dueled. There's nothing particularly spectacular about the tactics on show here. Navi just, their light years ahead when it's coming to these opening picks. Bit, who started slow, has picked up pace. Everybody's pulling their weight. And MOUZ just can't win a duel. You prioritize firepower with the whole idea of being, we are going to outright win in those crossfire setups. And then you immediately lose 1 or 2 players on the site on A, and it's just over. You don't have the utility to supply and facilitate a retake. You don't have the kit. And they didn't even get the chance for that anyway. It was so clean and so crisp. The second that NAVI pushed through, without really a set play in tow, no smoke, set wall, or flashes, or mollies to speak of, they just walk in, get the job done, and leave. I really thought after the start of this game it was going to be a super close one. It doesn't feel like MOUZ have shown up to the server yet.
It went quiet early. They've never found a way to get loud following that point. Consistently silenced at every turn. And with a mixed bag of weapons here, Zershon the only one on the rifle. You've got to find impact, and he can't quite do it. He tags him ashore, but you're not going to kill him. He's still alive on 16 HP. Jimfat at least set up for success on the back of the site with a fairy tale. That's how it feels like this game is right now.
Have to be a miracle for them to get back into this, you have to feel, but Jimmy's not able to supply it. Torshi with a P250 does make short work of JL, but it's going to need to be a lot more work done. And Bit just comes round with the 3K, all headshots all day. And Shui can do little but look on as all of his compadres fall around him, and he is bested by his opposite IGL. Na'Vi 12-4 in the lead. And with Dust 2 up next, this does not bode well for MOUZ.
They've entered the 36 chambers of death here on Mirage. Na'Vi running through them. Looking to speed run the first map of the best of 3. There is weaponry once again. Torji on the AWP. CT sights go. Sue out towards mid early. Famas firing off the warnings. But Imma, he's getting so much space for free. He can peer onto the bomb site. Luckily enough, Brolin will win on that duel. Shuts him down. But they're already out, sprinting on in. The Barbarians aren't at the gate, they're on the bomb site, and it's Na'Vi looking to close the game here if they can convert the 4v2. Alexi B knows about Torji.
Oh, what a shot from Torji that is. Could be the catalyst for a comeback, but no, snatched away from Alexi. And now Jimfat, last man standing, knows where Alexi is. No idea as to Wonderful's positioning right now. Time dwindling away. Of the essence for him to get back on the site. Try and eject these two Ts. Smoke down. Gonna try and play with the defusal, and it draws out a HE, and Wonderful will not miss. Na'Vi completely slaughter MOUZ.
They certainly did slaughter the MOUZ. The MOUZ was in the Na'Vi MOUZ trap, and Na'Vi just looking so good to start this best of 3. Obviously, just incredibly one-sided performance.
As I mentioned before, and it's mainly down to this long kind of fight between MOUZ and Na'Vi with, would it be Brolan or Exertion, who is defending the CT side. Bit typically does do a lot of work on the long side with his entry fragging. He had a bit of a slow start on Mirage, though, I have to say.
That's fair, yeah.
Although, didn't really end up mattering a great deal because everyone else was just going ham. Ema in particular was an absolute nightmare to play against. So that's going to be a key part of this map, is long control. And is it going to be Exertion? Is it going to be Brolan? And can Bit get the better of them?
Can Bit get the better of them? Let's find out as we're into the action. Na'Vi, one map away from the perfect world major in Shanghai. Can they close it in 2? T-side start for them. MOUZ playing defense on the CT side. And we're into the action here for the pistol. A lot of space taken down towards lower early. Close in the smoke, it's Jimfat tucked into position, holding the angle. They start to move their way up towards short. They've got all the nades on Alexi B. Smoke, flash, Molotov.
Got to play smoke, and well timed too. It keeps them at bay for the time being. And yeah, Torji up here on long for the time with that P2000. Expect that to change once weapons are afoot. Spaced off spawns perhaps this time. Jail in the meanwhile, though, gets forced back off the Xbox. Flashbang is good. And Ema's going to go ahead and press through that smoke. It's a really well-placed flashbang, but he still gets his man all the same alongside Bit. Getting aggro up on long. They sweep in, flank, and fully encircle the site on A for a post-plant. And although there is a bit of utility in the form of a smoke and healthy 3 players, they find themselves a player behind. And Bit's now going to tee off with Alexi, while Brolan comes out swinging with his Julies. There's going to have to be a lot more headshots forthcoming, and Wonderful says no. Closes him down, and Na'Vi with a pretty straightforward pistol.
Says goodbye to Brolin. And gets one step closer to saying hi to Shanghai if they can win this BO3. Another pistol to the greater for the NAVI squad.
Nice, boys, nice.
Good energy as well. JL fired up off the back of it, and you would be. It's an important round to win. For MOUZ, reinvestment onto the 2 SMGs of Jimfat and Brolin. And it's the Eagles surrounding that, and 157 for Torji. Can always pack a hefty punch if you get up close. But of course, that's if. They've switched it up a little bit in terms of the setup. Take early short control from the self-boost box. See if there's anything to read down towards lower. Any ability to take a fight early, but nothing afforded that way.
MOUZ getting proactive in the meanwhile on Catwalk. They also have Brolan down at lower tunnels. So they actually got a lot of information early on here. As Brolan goes out and just cleans upper tunnels, it's allowing them to stack 4 players over on A instead, as they feel pretty confident about this being an A hit. Alexi tapping through the smoke to try and find out if anyone's hiding behind it. Bit of damage to Exertion, who is repelled off that peak. And although the flash is good, the follow-up damage is there too. They've cleaned out the lower tunnels, but they could be walking into a trap in the form of Torji, but they've dealt him the deathly blow, and now they go back in for more. Ema spray is on point, but Jimmy holds the line.
Oh, allowed to farm with a Galil, but Jimfat with the AK trading hands. Is there something to be said that he can still step up in this round? Iron Will re-engages, 2 kills to his name. 1v1 now. The brains of the operation gets the plant in. Post up on the site, swing out, spray comes across, Jimfat with a connection, knocks the block off of Alexi B, and snatches the round straight back, 1 for 1 early.
Cool, calm, and collected, and just what MOUZ desperately required after getting bodied on the first map. Make sure you strike early in the second. A 3K for Jimfat. Money trading hands. A post plant will afford some luxuries though for NAVI. So not out of the woods just yet by any stretch of the imagination. Alexi will be disappointed. I mean, it was a bit of a prolonged duel. You don't normally expect to see that many bullets being rattled off without a kill. So Alexi had the opportunity but missed out. They come straight back in with a full-on investment though. A scout, a couple of rifles and a couple of deagles on top of it. Smoke is well placed. Wonderful, spotted very little on the approach there. And so far it's been Exertion on that long control with the deagle and now with the M4.
And it very well could be an opportunity for Torji to make his debut in the game on this one. Yet to get off the starting block, but with a big green gun given on over. He's now ready to roll. Similar setup early. Get down towards mid, expand out on short. Smoke over, block off CT. Try and trick them into believing maybe there's a mid to B play afoot. When in reality, all of them want to burst out, draw the crosshair off. The AWP would have to flick. First one's nice though. Shuts down JL. Doesn't peek back in, turns the flash. Ooh, gets a little bit scary on the repeat, but now he knows he can just backpedal, buy time for the rest of the team. 1 for 1 trade with him surviving barely, 2 HP.
Brolan's position is so important. If he can get a kill here onto the low Ema, there is a way back in. But if he's shut down, it would become one-dimensional. He does have Jimfat just behind him as well. They bait out the shot, and he gets 2. Alexi sprayed down behind Bit. A phenomenal trade, and they just got a whole lot better as Torji and Exertion both hit in unison, allowing MOUZ the retake. It is another post plant. The NAVI going again for a buy. Probably not, considering 3 players survived this time.
Surprised he got 2 of them on the fight towards short. Alexi B uncomfortable in that one, overwhelmed with the bullets straight into the back. It was a nice setup as well. Anti-flash jump out with the low HP player, draw the crosshair off, should have been the rapid trade. He gets away with 2, damage done. And a round converted. It felt like in the individual duels as well, it wasn't as warm for MOUZ. They were struggling a little bit. Weren't showing the firepower of Lanimals, it was very quiet, but here the beast comes out of the cage. Torji crouches low, pounces like an animal in beast mode. Instant headshot onto Alexi B. But you got to keep it clean. It's about the bigger picture of this one. You're up against a mishmash of pistols. The scout in the hands of Wonderful. It's all about the long con.
Yeah, getting the pick is one thing. You've got to make sure you don't hemorrhage casualties elsewhere. And so Shui goes into filling the gap of middle. Also has Brolan alongside him. Molly forces a tease back up onto Catwalk. There is a momentary weakness. Oh, Ema. The way he was playing on Mirage, you wouldn't have put it past him to nail the headshot straight away. But the grenade is good. Obliterating him, and Shui holding onto middle. Puts Bit and JL in an awkward spot. JL with the first though, with the deke. Perfectly trained into the head of Shui. But JL is now overwhelmed with positions, and exertion from above will strike him down. A third consecutive MOUZ round.
So they got the pistol, but nothing following that. The preceding rounds have been all MOUZ. The Navi saving up the cash in the coffers. Don the AKs once again. Limited utility on a few players. You afford yourself a little bit more to work with off the back of the double Galil purchase. And fast out. Bit playing with the tempo. Runs out long. Xertion caught whiff of him. Too little too late there. Tried to turn and hit the shot. But Bit's able to get the opener, so a lot of space early.
I think we've got the answer to our question about whether it be Exertion or Brolan. Bit has had a bit of success already. Torji, it's a one and done angle considering JL was so up close, and now he's trying to stalk his prey back onto the site. Forcing off Shui, but he's able to muster the strength for one. Problem is, right now for NAVI, that they're taking casualties across the board. Down into a 2-on-2 with Jimfat on 39, but he lands the spray all on Alexi.
Alexi, that's who he be, but can he step up in a clutch like this? 1v2, peeks out. Bullets go awry, and Jimfat survives. And fair play, Sui, I mean, on the back pedal towards the site, right? If he goes down towards JL, suddenly you've got two prongs. He can instantly engage, help out the rest of the squad. But the fact he not only gets away, but gets the pick up onto the car player, makes a world of difference on the outcome. It was looking scary. I mean, Torji, I don't know how on earth he got away with that one as well. The short peek out with the... Oh, beautiful frag. And the 1v2, too much for Alexi.
Oh, kneecap blown out. Exertion will be feeling worse for wear. Good news is there was no push behind it, and the double stack on B is good to stop the invaders. Upper tunnels will be Bit's final resting place here in round 6. And RB do have a fair bit of firepower here, even though it is a half buy. And with Exertion low on long, it has drawn away some backup. They had to send Shui and additionally Torji over here, so they've completely bypassed any catwalk control in doing so. And mid is pretty clean as well in terms of CT presence. There are way forwards here for NAVI should they choose. But they're slowly creeping their way up on catwalk, all 4 of them together.
Incendiary goes in, hot feet. Couple seconds, brought off the clock, and the nade is chunky as well. Torji, you can reset yourself, calm down a sec, take the fight on your terms. Peeks back in, Emma's the only one that gets the shot off. Meanwhile, Torji farming more headshots than a photographer on the run out. Slows them right down with a utility. Nothing they could do. And MOUZ flipping the script, showing us what they're made of here on Dust 2.
Yeah, it's more like the performances that we saw from Torji in their opening 2 games that saw him top of the stats. A chef's kiss moment for Torji with the 3K. And NAVI already scrambling into their first tactical timeout. Spawns would be good for long. They got 2 very forward positions here, including the bomb carrier of Ema. Let's see what they go for, though.
We've seen the impact of Torji's ult. Some crazy connections, up close, out mid, but wonderful. It was body shots with a scout, now he upgrades, boosted up, put on the pedestal. Spots the first man. But they won't give him a look in. So two players crossing towards the B bomb site in the AWPer in Torji. He's round on short side. Smoke over the top, tucks in. Waiting for the walkout just in case it comes his way, but good time on the turn. He gets the look in down towards lower and backs out so they don't get the opening pick for free.
Love that play from Torji, by the way, because whoever crossed, I think it was Broland, did have a look up as well and saw that that boost was in play. So Torji makes a calculated guess. If there's two players over there at the top, they're not going to be able to push me on lower or on middle. And he's now nailed the landing, spots a second player, and strikes one more time. Big and wonderful, dealt with accordingly. And although the mid push was coming through, the Molotov is going to keep them at bay. 2 kills for free. Although Torji is low, he's able to just muster up a different position and watch middle. A great start to the round. A crippling one if you're NAVI.
And way back towards Car. The A1S delivers again. 2A's been finding impact frags. And that's another one that you'll remember. For NAVI, it's quite the opposite. 2 players left alive. Alexi B grabs Wonderful's AWP that was dropped on short off the back of the early face. Links up with his brother in arms. 3 players set up on the B bomb site. Jimfat's got nades as well, and with 14 seconds, you can't run the risk of going for this one. You'd be throwing your weapons into the wind, losing all those nades, the armor. So again, concede the round, give it over. MOUZ moving on to 6, only losing 1 round. The opening pistol here on the second map.
Total reversal from our first game, really, isn't it? MOUZ from shambles. And they've now risen from the ashes. NAVI's turn to sweat this a little bit. Wonderful will have his hands on an AWP. He's only got the 1 kill thus far. JL, another slow start. And even though Bit's got a couple of entries over on long, they haven't really been able to do too much with it. 4 players to kick this round off, anticipating a long push. And now they back off, back onto the A site, allowing Shui to go back into middle. They're going to pick up the pace though here. Bit's actually getting hot and heavy. The Sonic just run and got it down. They're going to get caught in the back though, and Shui plunges the knife between the shoulder blades for 2. And although Jimfat may go down, Ema was low. Hold on a second, he's got 2. Out of nowhere, there's a chance for NAVI, but the bomb is in such an awkward spot, and Broland from above delivers. 1 kill and a ton of damage onto JL.
And that bomb still cold on the ground in no man's lands, with the CTs having angles that support this. Zersham through the top of the smoke finishes off the low JL. And it's just down to Wonderful. 1v2. Backpedals his way through, grabs the bomb. Paranoid about the face from CT side. Smoke about to fade, now gone. Torji wrapped around towards short. Walking up, pre-scoped, going for the contact face. What's your read on the round here, Wonderful? 40 seconds, back through mid. Zersham would be the first fight. Peeks in, hits the connection, low on health, but doesn't finish the man, and now you're going to open yourself up to Torji up on top, and it's all going wrong. He misses the shots. They're still away, but Wonderful can carve a path back in for NAVI. 23 seconds. Zersham, 14 health tight left on the door. If you go for the cross, it'll be the last bullet in the AWP. He's got to deliver with it, and can't find it. Zersham holds on.
Oh, Torji is going to be thanking Exertion for clutching that out. He had 3 or 4 Deagle bullets and nearly missed everything. Wonderful. A guardian angel watching over him, but it abandons him right at the end. He played it really well, though, to be fair. Like, perfectly utilizing every second of the time. Throwing MOUZ into a bit of confusion once he picked up the bomb. But it still wasn't enough. 7-1 lead. A far cry from Mirage. And NAVI, they tried to up the pace. They tried to get aggressive, and in the face of MOUZ, and it backfired. And now on the brink of going in one more time, this time onto B site. Alexi, that's an outrageous kill. Fully flashed on the approach. Jimfat gets nailed by that alongside Broland. A lot of damage to Ema, but maybe Bit's going to be able to get the drop onto Shui. And out of nowhere, NAVI looking good for their second. Unless Exertion can deny a couple of players, but he gets caught from below, and Ema putting that Tech 9 to use one more time.
Oh, mate, call that one the worldwide choppers play, because it's all Tech 9. Torji's the only man left. And you are trapped on an island. Situated at middle. Wonderful. Trying to find him. Stuck between the doors. Torji gets one. His sole focus, of course, is looking to keep the AWP alive, but the timing from the backstab with Bit set up for it. Can grab the gun as well. He's got enough time to run over there. It'll be close, but he's got it.
Man, that first shot to Alexi, he's got to be so tilted if you're on the receiving end of that Alexi drive by Tech 9. He fully flashed, eyes totally burnt out of his skull, hands over his face, and still nails you. And that opened the door. That allowed the Barbarians to fully invade in on the site and pillage and plunder. But it took something as crazy as that just straight up B rush to secure their second round. It doesn't feel like consistency is going to be backing it up.
But you break the streak at the very least. They go from 1 to 2 here on the T side. And with a saved AWP given over to Wonderful. He goes for the same play once again. The drop down boost, totem pole peak on mid side. Hasn't found any success from it early, but Bit certainly has out on long. He was good for the opening fight last time. This time they're supporting Pit. Even if you get the first man, you've got to be ready for the second. Insertion. Straight back in, equalizes, 1 for 1.
Bit with the entry. Probably not a worthwhile trade though. Shui going down for Bit is one that MOUZ will happily take. Ontoving the box angle, forcing away any CTs that are up on the ledge, especially Torji, who likes to use that angle with the AWP, of course. Gives them the opportunity to try and explode around the corner, but Torji is watching this one. A flashbang would be his nemesis. He'd be out in the open. It could facilitate a wide swing, but he also has Exertion right next to him, takes the shot and misses out. But not losing his life is so valuable. Ema takes the fight. There was a flashbang thrown in, but he can't make the most of it. JL and Alexi, though, in tandem get 2 and allow NAVI a fast track to the site.
Anything but clinical. Madness. And a rotate from Jimfat in the back line. An unsuspecting IGL, but he still wins the duel.
What?
Alexi B turns on him. Jimmy, what's going on?
I would have bet my house on Jimfat winning that trade. I'd be homeless right now. I can't understand how he's not got that.
I'm baffled.
Alexi's back was turned. That's Jimfat, like one of the best riflers on the planet. Total and utter whiff. And the difference that makes, by the way, that would be a 2v2. There'd be enough time for the retake. They have 2 separate angles of aggression because Brolan was posturing up on the catwalk. Oh, that's a horrible whiff. And if NAVI end up coming back and surpassing MOUZ and even take this at 2-0, you have to go back to that moment, potentially.
The MOUZ stickers on the ground. And that's how they're going to feel off the back of that one. You'd be pretty low. The Finn just could not finish him. I'm so surprised he lost that, man.
Yeah.
Look how long he had as well. The reset on it. Even over flicks at first.
That was like a good 10 bullets in his back. Like, yeah, that's a trade that Jimmy wants to forget as fast as possible. The good thing is, he's so calm, I feel like it's not going to affect him that much on an individual level. He'll be that kind of person that can just basically pretend it never happened and focus on the fact it's 7-3. The problem is, though, the economy is kind of garbage. So NAVI have a real opportunity to get a 4th and maybe even 5th round on this half, which looked impossible just a few moments ago.
And your worst case scenario is giving NAVI confidence again, letting them find a way back into the game. You were manhandling them early. Oh, don't take your foot off the gas. Wonderful. 2 shots out, but look how close they've got. They can overwhelm him now. Switches to the tech. Tap's going back, Bersertion able to connect onto that one. Even worst case scenario, making out the round like bandits with the weapons they've been able to pick up would put them in good stead. And Torji on the wrap back around, looking down towards CT, could be baited into a false sense of security with Imma waiting up on short.
Hey, they really want to hold on to this AWP. It would significantly boost their buy into the next rounds. Into the final round. So just bodyguard Torji, allow him to survive and then thrive in the next. Bit though is hungry. Although there's not much money in his back pocket, there is tons in surplus for the rest of the team, so he can justify going in for this. Problem is you don't want to drop an extra rifle across to the CTs as well, so it's kind of a double-edged sword right now for Bit. JL spots the legs as they cross onto the long side. They're going to be posturing up with two. Torji's missed a shot. May get punished for this if he goes for the repeat. Needs to be oh so careful. Only one bullet left in the magazine as well. If they can bait out another shot, he's down. And with Bit, there should be a rifle following suit. Ema and Bit cleaning up the round and denying multiple weapons. They'll be able to get another buy in here, but it's not going to be ideal. They really wanted to hold on to that AWP.
It's not what they wanted. But they had barely enough cash to piece it back together.
Exactly. No kits either, Jackie, and very little grenades on Torji. If they save those two weapons, this is a full house of everything you want. It makes a huge difference, especially considering how close some of these rounds have come down to.
It's been down to the wire so many times. And this opening gambit, again and again from Wonderful, looking to try and find success from the initial play. He lives to tell the tale, but with low HP. Imma phasing through the smoke, back turn and burn from Brolin up close with a headshot. Clotheslines him on contact. It's an opening duel this time that they've got to work with.
Okay, so MOUZ did get their hands on the one kit. That's in the hands of Exertion. So important that he doesn't fall prey in an awkward spot. They can't retrieve it. 3-player stack on A is the T starting to slowly snake their way up on long side. Wonderful, tagged already. No smoke on the cross, could allow a quick entry, and Exertion just dips down. He knows how important his life is right now. Bit takes a load of damage from that grenade. Small gap in the smoke could be exploited, but Torji misses his shot, and in doing so, he opens up the floodgates, and Bit will envelop the site with his AK. Although there's an incendiary toss back in, it's a 2v3. Low health bars on a couple of NAVI, but in come the CTs. Torji needs to hit the shot, and he misses again.
An uncomfortable miss and an even worse position to be left in, but Jimmy playing ruthlessly. Out through short, breaks the smoke himself, goes in with the M4, bombards bullets onto the first man. 1v2 to contend with, but the shots don't land. Alexi B with a flick up. The AK put to good use on a tempered NAVI. Find their way through the half. It was looking dire for them. Could have been an even worse scoreline. MOUZ absolutely dominating towards the early portion. They lose the pistol, and then they just go off on one. Finally, towards the end, there's something to root for NAVI.
Go back to that Jimmy play again, man. Could have been a 2v2. That was at, what, 7-3?
Yeah.
Allowed them a way back into the half. I also feel like Wonderful is such a more dangerous threat on the CT side with the AWP. His style of play, the more static approach. I'm expecting him to have a lot more impact here now that the roles have reversed. And you've got to say, Torji, he's had a great tournament so far in the 3 maps he's played. He missed a lot of AWP shots here, though. He had impact still, but think about at the end, the player crossing. If he nails that, I think it was Bit, who ended up getting 2 kills off the back of that and a whole bunch of damage. Those are the kind of shots, if you're an AWPer, that should be your bread and butter.
He was getting blinders after blinders, right? Like taking the close angles, combat AWPing, always getting the tags out towards mid. Good placement individually as well in terms of his map rotations, where he was taking the fights. But towards the end, you cool off a little bit. And like you say, if Wonderful comes alive late CT half, there could be a lot of damage. Still yet to be seen. 7-5 is what we got though, and we're into the second half pistol. MOUZ on their T side debut for Dust 2. Smoke out towards the site. Flash over the top. Alexi B wants to go in. Flash has absolutely ruined them. Everyone's turning tail. They will at least slip up. Gandalf uncleared. That could be the problem late round, though, if they don't expect the hit from Imma. Crosshairs honed in on it. Jimmy looked like he was ready for this one, but the shenanigans could be yet to come. Double dink. Deny that. Oh, you want to shut down the plant, do you? Not happening here. T-side cleaning up.
Man, Brolance had a blinder. The first pick, once the Gandalf player shuts down the possibility of denying the bomb plant, and then I think his second shot must have been a crazy flick. So this is the first one, watching Gandalf. They got a second in amongst all of the chaos and a couple of assists on top of it. Huge round if you are MOUZ, though. It really allows you to put the CTs to the sword early on. And also, as we're discussing, like this whole wonderful element of him not really being on the server so far or needing that AWP, this is going to deny him and stall him that luxury for even longer. Huge.
It's a major element that could assist MOUZ here in this qualification best of 3. Invest around the scout, the 5-7s, the Deagles. If you can find tags, maybe there's room to convert later on in the round, but they want to try and play with the pace. Fight out on long, just don't get up close towards the 5-7. Scout shot goes in, but does nothing. It's a moot point as Brolin and Xerxan handle that one with ease, and the last 3 players hold on to what you got on the back of B. This round is as dead and gone as any. This will be MOUZ's 9th.
Now the only question left to be answered is whether MOUZ want to try and hunt down the remaining stragglers. They know there's going to be Kevlar and some upgraded pistols in play. But because they've gone so heavy on rifles, there's no MAC-10s, no real expendable weaponry that you would be okay with trading out. They are kind of dipping their toe in the pool and seeing if there's anything there. Testing the temperature. It's about to heat up somewhat. JL goes in for the peak and gets neutralized by Torji. So one set of Kevlar and pistol now being denied. Negate some more of those threats into the next round. And Bit. You can see that Rancy, they know that they're potentially being flanked from the backside of upper tunnels right now, but it seems like both teams are going to be relatively happy with that outcome. 2 safe pistols with a couple of Kevlars thrown in, but MOUZ, they're looking so strong. This is a hell of a bonus round as well, by the way. Assuming they win this pretty convincingly, you have a bonus round of 4 Galils and an AK, potentially. They're in such a good spot right now in this game.
A lot of positive signs. Just got to keep it sustainable, keep it coming. Fast hit out on long, 5-7s again, looking to try and deal damage. Jimmy with a spam shot through the smoke. Jimmy, though, good track and trace. First class post as he sends them down. And it's just JL on wonderful left. Like you said, though, you're focusing on getting through this one cleanly. You want the round, and you want to see how far you can take it. Don't give them opportunities, and they won't. 10th round for MOUZ. Only the 1 rebuy on Torji, and he's going to want the AWP anyway.
Also, look at how close the kill dispersal is on MOUZ. Everybody is chipping in. Everyone is pulling their weight. There's no dead weight, no stragglers here.
Nah.
From Shui all the way up to Jimmy, Exertion, everybody has had their moments. This is where MOUZ are absolutely terrifying. And Na'Vi are feeling that pinch. It's more like a punch, to be fair, straight to the jaw. They've got a chance now, though. Their economy affords them an opportunity to try and bounce back, but they're running out of time. They're running out of rounds now.
And fair play, at least, it's the heads-up call to take the tactical. Talk about it going into your first buy on the CT side. Let's see if they look different. If this is where Na'Vi show us that Dust 2 isn't over. If it's just getting started. 5 rounds of difference between the 2 sides. Na'Vi, of course, with the first map already under the belt. If you win Dust 2, you go to the Major. For MOUZ, it's a fight for survival to give themselves that chance into the 3rd and final map. The bookend of Inferno waiting in the wings. Torji. He was looking for the fast pick on towards the B bomb site. If you swing out, he would have been ready for you. But they smoke him off. Rest of the squad grouping up. The Wolfpack play down on mid. They've got a lot of options in this round. Wonderful. Close angle playing towards Shoxy. Looking for the 1 frag, fall off, stay alive.
Double. Ema's playing anti-flash. The idea here is if the flashbang comes up, Wonderful takes his shot, falls off, they then get baited into Ema. Let's see if it works out. It will, perfectly, to perfection. He gets 2. Exquisite execution. But there is still a way forward. Wonderful's gonna try and put down as many T's as possible. Torji finally answers back, but the damage should have already been done. This is all about damage control now for NAVI. The round pretty much in your pocket. Make sure you don't lose any further players, and definitely don't beat Torji 1 by 1. There was a way forward there.
Oh, that second shot, mate. He had me thinking he was going to hit it. He was postured for it. He said that one with his chest. But it does not connect. And it's closed out in the favor of NAVI. Scary rounds, though. Not the cleanest of margins. Reinvestments there. MOUZ have money, and it's going to be sent straight back in the form of another AWP, AK surrounding that. And Torji, taking a page out the book of Wonderful, looks for the totem pole face down on mid-side. No joy for him. No early success in the round. Shui's already creeping on in. A lot of map control being stolen away early here for MOUZ.
Huge. Not just the play, but also the execution, like nailing the kill into Ema. He was consistently being the best player for NAVI over the duration of these 2 maps. And straight away divides and segregates the 2 peripheries of the map, allowing them to divide and conquer here. Whichever site they push into would effectively be a 2v5. Now the smoke's starting to clear and fade. They're picking up the pace. They're going to be moving into Alexi on that MP9. Wonderful, still watching long. Will be called into action sooner rather than later. Alexi's able to trade up to the M4, playing anti-flash, but Exertion leaps up and tames him. Wonderful flash is going to be forced to fall back onto long and play more of a deep passive angle. And although Bit this strike onto Shui, I don't think they want to go for this. I think it's going to be a save. A MOUZ up to an 11-6 lead.
NAVI thinking about the grand scheme of the game. Concede the round in the meanwhile, but you don't really have much of a look in at it. Hold on to the AWP, the M4, and that MP9. Tons of nades as well. Drag it into the next. But the pressure keeps on mounting. It'll be MOUZ moving up to 11, and an instantaneous response on that one. Sue out towards mid. It's a hell of a first pick. They find more success off the back of it as well, with Xertion winning his duel. And now Dust 2 is one step closer to being theirs.
Maybe not as dominant as last time. These 2 juggernauts played each other on Dust 2, which was a 13-1. But still pretty damn one-sided, and it could have been worse, considering it was 7-3 in that first half at one point, and NAVI somewhat saved the half as getting those last 2 back-to-back. Played now in deep thought, conversation with the troops. It's not been working so far, so can he find the cure? It's pretty a rough Dust 2 performance. Do you love that mix-up of pace, though? Shui just straight out the middle. I mean, you saw as well when the roles were reversed. NAVI tried to do it, but they were a lot more aggressive and loud. They were throwing smokes and flashes. They were premeditating the push. That was just a straight-up walkout. And the free frag onto the long player rotating through on CT.
It's a really nice opener. Torji. Again, the tempo could be what wins them around. It's the opening play off the back of the spawn. Warning shots there, smokes on target, waterfall out, block off his vision. Trail of bullets comes firing in through the smoke. JL tucks into the aggressive angle because of it, just in case there's a run out. A lot of info, but none of it's the full commit. Nice nade back down in towards lower as well. So chip damage is there, few players walking wounded for MOUZ. Makes it easier for these lesser weapons to convert the kills.
It's very true, but with it being a lot of unconfirmed damage, it may not force NAVI into a higher confrontational sort of position. Also some really well-placed flashes. Like Wonderful wanted to start making a move up on Catwalk with Ema. The flash stops them, the Molotov is there to just keep them. Blockade. It's making NAVI feel a bit claustrophobic, a little bit choked out right now. As far as they're concerned, there are T's up close, knocking on the door. Alexi up close with the MP9 comes out second best, and him being put down or long is a problem. It allows the T's to pick up the pace, and Shui's gone in once again through this middle push and gets the reward he was looking for. Bit sent packing.
This rotate could still be spicy though. JL tucked in, hearing all of this, all the information. Do your due diligence, do they clear it? JL with the bulldozer, knocking them down and throwing the round into a bit of a chaotic outcome. 17 seconds. Oh, the lurk. He's got back to rights. Should be an easy 2K with the AK. And that's exactly what it is. Success again through mid. Some magnificent plays with the impact he's been finding on this T side. And that one is worth so much more, Vince. That's match point.
Shui got straight up manhandled on Mirage. 5 kills, 0.36 rating, barely over 40 ADR. But he's here now, he's arrived. So many impactful kills, entry frags, clutch moments, being able to anchor on the T side. Such a good read of the situation. Up to 16, Brolan, aggressive, right out along, no respect shown for the smoke or HE. Bypassing it already, and almost daring Alexi to peek at long.
He's been the star of the show. Will he have more time in the sun here in the 19th round? Smokes up, shots whizzing by. Alexi B brought down low, 41 HP to his name. Meanwhile, the lurk of Jimmy. You'd have thought he'd caught him, but Bit's able to bypass, and this round's still going. Low health, JL. Debating how he wants to play this one. Tucks in towards the cubby side. Oh, it's getting a bit messy. The bloodlust for Sui comes back to haunt them as he shuts down Zershan. There's still a way for Navi to win this one. Brolan looking to brawl on the ramp, and JL living on borrowed time. Snapshot, a beautiful frag. Oh, you got to redeem yourself, but it's not going to work out. Torji, though, still in a winnable position in the 1v1.
Oh, he's in the smoke. He's going for the full defuse. Torji has no idea. 1 bullet left. The full 10-second defuse. The P2000, the P250, pardon me, trying to deal the damage. Not like this. The full 10-second defuse onto Torji's nose. A hail of AWP shots, a hail of P250, and he still stands. Ice in the veins of Ema. Egg on the face of MOUZ.
Oh, mate, add a H to his name because he's him. The balls of steel. A 10-second defuse with no kit in sight. Oh, the bullets just whizzing by. He just gets it, man. There's nothing that can be done. That's how you stay in the game. That's how you stay in the second map. Look how close these shots were. The outline.
18 HP. He's almost throwing a perfect circle around him with bullets. It's unbelievable. Navi, by the skin of their teeth, are somehow still in this match. Dust 2 continues on. Could see a grimace on the face of Torji as well as he realized what was happening. Molly's through, Shui finding an island in amongst all of the liquid fire. And then backs away. Knowing that quite a bit of utility was expended from the CTs on that one.
This game's not done yet. Navi. No room for error. It's got to be a clean sheet to drag this back into an overtime if they want to win it here on the second map. MOUZ have still got weapons to work with, and this classic lurk out through mid that's been problematic. Wonderful. Surely you read this. You should expect the angle, and he will. Finds Zershan. It's been in play one too many times. Shui, though, this time on the lurk out through long. He's trying to sell the idea that this is an A play. He's drawing mass rotations. They're all wrapping off.
They're all wrapping off, and it's now down to JL. He needs some kills on the approach, and he gets 1. That should be good enough. He's also delayed them, so even if he goes down, hold on, Jimmy just got 2? Bit somehow runs into his crosshair as well, and the Finn's going to put the bomb down on the deck. Torji also tagged. Is being flanked as well, and unbeknownst to him, Ema is in hot pursuit. He tries to listen for footsteps, nothing forthcoming. And Jimfat up close with the AK, knows he probably has to take the initiative. Roll the dice and see what comes up for you. Are the odds in your favor? Spotting Alexi dart back up again multiple times. If Jimmy can get this kill, there's every chance they can clutch this one, but Torji overwhelmed by CTs. MOUZ again nearly get the job done, but NAVI using their superior firepower and manpower to get the job in. 4 more to play with though, MOUZ. 4 more opportunities.
And that's even with the Jimmy double. Now, how on earth he was able to pull it off with the shots across. My, oh my, mate. MOUZ in a great position here. Match point to their name. NAVI, 8 rounds. They're bringing it back. They're keeping it going, but how far can they take it? Is this still one that they can carve a path into? Early on, it's the molly out on long, and Brolin taking a bit of damage from it. Wonderful. That AWP has been a talking point throughout the course of this game. This is a round where, again, you expect to see him show up, show what he's made of. Slow and steady so far, though. MOUZ not over-egging it, playing with the timing, the utility they've got available. A weaker buy with the cash flow they had available. Bit of a play down towards mid early. Wonderful on the wrap back around, wants to assist up towards short. A trade of positions and a trade of nades. That's what's given over to Immer for the short play, and that's what's coming. Incendiary could be good to buy time. You've got the HE for the follow-up as well on the engagement. And Wonderful hangs around. He knows about this, expecting the potential play. They cast in the deep HE, soften him up a little bit. They've got their own nade set for this one. Smokes over the top, Zertian with the AK entry. That's Immer down. Wonderful. Gonna have a showstopper of a round here. He's waiting for the run out on the fallback. The blind shot, good. Wonderful. Is there more to be said? Is this a round where he goes absolutely ballistic? He's got the backup of Alexi B, but the bomb's planted.
May have had a slow start, but has a chance to make amends right here, right now. And NAVI need a hero. Jail with 1, trade it out. Brolan a bit of damage, but Alexi is there and he gets 2. Look how low the CTs are right now. And Shui nails them both. MOUZ take it 13-8.
Well, what can you say about that one? Ending in bombastic style for MOUZ. Just when you thought maybe the wheels would come off, they're able to do something exceptional. And now we have a best of 3 on our hands. Guys, what do you make of that?
As himself, a 0.92 rating because he got battered on Mirage, but his Dust 2 performance was stellar.
The quality of those kills as well. They were through the roof. Great timings, great lurks, good entries. And it's led us here, the bookend of the series. One map decides which one of these 2 teams will qualify for the Shanghai Major. 3-0 in the play at the RMRs for Europe. And we're into the pistol round. NAVI on that CT side start. Mid group up for MOUZ. A contact round with nades to support this. Torji, he's got the important pieces. The smoke over, the flashbang to allow him entry onto Bracket's bit. He turns it, but it's Immer that strikes in the back. Quick trades though, Vince, and they found 2.
Allowing that pillar to save him for a couple of extra seconds, and it has bought up enough time for Alexi now to activate himself with that USP. Flashes around the corner, not really connecting. It's actually the T's that will strike in this endeavor. And JL stuck in the smoke. 3 separate angles to deal with, and players, the bomb's still yet to get planted. Maybe waiting to hear that tickle on the site before he makes a move, knowing it effectively comes down into a 1v2. It's really scrappy. But MOUZ capitalize, and Brolan on 2 HP and 2 kills to his name. Get MOUZ across first in our deciding map.
It looked a bit scary on the fight for Brackets. Immer with an instant opener. Bit was able to live through the spam of damage. Looks even better from his perspective, but the longer the round went on, it went worse for wear. Alexi B, the clip ran dry on the fight towards the bomb site.
Let's fucking go! That was the craziest one.
An exertion, can't believe it. A crazy round indeed.
He died pretty early on in that one, so he was just sat there watching as the chaos unfolded. Smile on the face though, and the round win is all that matters. No force in from NAVI. They elect to go for a 5-7, and that's basically all. They're playing for that next round. Want to get their hands on as much utility and weaponry as possible, but this will allow MOUZ a pretty straightforward 2-0 unless something really goes horribly wrong. Alexi baiting out on the approach, almost baiting him into a sense of like, is the site stacked? Do I dare pressure forward? He has Torji as well here though. And now he's going to start to realize that the B site is, for the most part, vacant.
This is where the squad grouped up on A. It looks to see if they can find the drop on someone. Roland inside of the boiler, turning the heat up on the round. They want to swing together, but it's such a tight corridor. It's awkward to get the fight. As much as he goes down, that Galil won't be living for long because you've got the backstabber Jimmy. Mac 10 Murderer looking to make the moves, dives in. Up into the apartment, swing together, force the crosshair, but he is fast on the flicks. Makes some money, gets out of the round, and MOUZ take 2.
Was anticipated though with a lack of purchase, and now NAVI will have their hands on a slew of weaponry. Interestingly, they were going for mainly rifles to start off with, and then switched to a couple of MP9s at the end. So you can see that the reason why that is the case though. 4 incendiary, such a key part of the utility belt on a map like Inferno. And 3 players to kick off. They all have HEs. Could be a carpet bomb landing its way onto Banana. Holding fire for the time being. Oh, Torji with the flick onto bit up on middle. And that's going to open up their account. This puts a lot of pressure on Wonderful, and he can't withstand. Down straight away. Gets displaced, dismissed, and it allows MOUZ to just get straight on the A side.
How's Torji done that? Instant opener on mid, even whilst blind. Daredevil maneuvers. And they are climbing to daring heights already. It'll be 3 rounds off the back of this. And with a look in on the jump spot for Xertion, there's room to potentially squeeze these guns out of their hands. Re-smoke round. You're playing for the save. They want to keep these weapons alive and kicking, so they reset. Put him up on the boost. Oh, he sees the head, but Alexi B from a distance. Nice shot.
Exertion was low, gets finished off. Alexi Moon walks out of there with his MP9. He was anticipating that boost. He's seen it all before. And with that 1 kill, that is MOUZ saying, right, fair enough. Tip our hat so you can hold on to those 2 weapons because we have the 3-0. Decent amount of money as well. They can replenish Exertion and no problems. So MOUZ off with a bang on their T side, and I mean, you could scrape together another buy here, but it would put you into a really awkward spot. There would be no open play for Wonderful. But they are going to go for it. They fully invest again. 3 MP9s. Oh, the pressure on this round is so vast, though. Like, early on already, yes, a couple players have around 1,000. You got round loss bonus coming in. But you are hamstringing yourself economically if you go 4-0 down straight off the bat.
They want to avoid that outcome. In the Battle of Banana, they go for a quick swing towards the top. Oh, Xertion biding his time. Strikes in the fight versus JL. The living legend taken out of the server and the rest of the squad forced to try and fix the damage. So far, the repairs are good, and Alexi B, 1 to the greater, resets it.
Uprooting Shui there on the retreat is going to give his teammates on A that little bit better opportunity with their lack of firepower, the MP9, the 5-7. The prospect of a low Exertion. Currently down on the T steps is Wonderful, spots the shadow. He knows a player just around the corner, but doesn't get baited into it. Holds his angle. Knows the importance that he stays alive on short. If he falls, the round could very well follow him. And now he has. Ema trying to activate himself into a bit of success and gets the 1. Bit has to drop on Jimmy, completely caught unaware. Can't quite transition the 5-7 to the dome of the oncoming Torji. But now that the smokes are beginning to plume, it allows Ema to reposition and try and spray through and oust the incoming T's, and he gets both. Double spray is good for Navi's first round. And the buy works out a charm.
Pays off massively. They went for the late wrap back around towards the site. Jimmy goes out from balcony, shot in the back. It all goes a bit wrong. This was the play from Bit that started it off, and then Imma able to tuck in towards the graveyard, and he was the Grim Reaper. Sets him up on a date with the coroner. Down and out. Navi back in the game. They get themselves around here. On the board early. Orbs to play with for either side. One for Wonderful, the other back on Torji.
And because they didn't fully invest and that round loss was building up nicely, they actually have a little bit of a buffer of money as well on top of it. Wonderful. Slowing things down, not getting too aggro. Exertion as well in the meanwhile puts down the smoke. This is to allow him to actually back out of there relatively safely. He knows he's alone, he's got no second set of eyes to watch his back. Allows him to keep presence in Banana without overextending. But it looks like MOUZ, they have their eyes trained on A.
Oh, bit. Nice tag. Converts that one into a beautiful pickup on a Jimmy. And MOUZ, after losing that opening pick there, don't like the look of the late play towards A. Exertion had an advanced angle towards top Banana. Still two players on the bomb site. They've got nades. It's an incendiary for both of them. You could turn this into a B-site barbecue. Send them off to the Burns ward if they come running on in. JL trying to play anti-flash with the AK and a prime time angle for that bad boy to deal some damage. 20 seconds, running out of time. You're going to go for it, lads. They run in. JL with the first. And this round turning into a moot point. Bisui on the rotate, at least able to grab one of him, but it's all about the bomb site. That's the problem, Vince. They can't find a way in.
7 seconds. But they've just given this one up. They're going to have to save, but they're also being encircled. Bit's already up on the Banana. They're stuck at the top of Banana right now. Maybe to survive by the slimmest of margins, man. I thought, honestly, they're going to get wrapped from the B site, but it never came to fruition. It was such a weird engagement, though, at the end. Like, they send one player off to go coffins with the bomb in his hands, and the other two just sat at the top of Banana, not helping him. Basically dangling on the end of a fishing rod and hoping for the best.
Such a rough one to lose. All blows up in their face. They stall for too long. Even with a backstab, it gave them nothing to work with. They had no stock in the round. It was all about the bomb site. And just staying alive is what wins them that one. I mean, yeah, at least they don't go down in the last few moments. Should get reset with no cash to play with. Weapons taken out of your hands would have been even worse. But it's still not a pretty outcome. So Navi, 2 rounds connected together. Going into this one with some AKs as well on JL and Alexi B. Round 6 is live. Jimfat with only the Tech 9 for him to work with. And Torji straight in, looking for a fast pick. Oh, you love to see it, but the shot doesn't quite tag.
I'm missing out on the counter flash as well. Forces him to take that second shot and start to fade away a little bit. The flashes are really on point here from Navi. And they got plenty more where that came from. Smoke pluming, allowing the luxury of the 2 Ts to bypass this one. And although they're peppering through the smoke, they're out of ammunition, they nearly lined up for a collapse shot. Wonderful, nails the first, but misses the second, and now he's going to be under heavy duress, and he can't deal with the oncoming damage. All the pressure now on Bit, trying to hold the line while the rest of his teammates make moves through Library. And Arches respectively, it's an awkward engagement, but it goes in JL's favor, albeit at the cost of 90 HP. He dislodges the push. There is still 55 seconds left though, and that smoke's gonna start to clear. Torji snatches life away of Alexi in front of Jimmy's eyes. They don't know that JL is still around here on the Arches, but he's just on the 10 HP. Volley lined up, and he so nearly gets both. But a 1v1 puts it down to Jimfat up against Bit. 2 of the star players of their respective teams, but Jimfat will have the post plant in his advantage.
Digits punched in, bomb down. Smoke up. It's Incendiary rather back on CT side. See if he can buy a bit of time on the rotate, but Bit's coming on over. He's got the kit, so we can afford to play with the clock. There's a flashbang for him as well. You tuck back in towards Dark. He's going for the jiggle, looking for the face out of Banana. Close on the bomb site, finds it. Wins out in the 1v1. A dangerously close round though. And with Bit finding that opener on quad on the run out, And then perfect use of the utility to block off towards the app, smoke round, flashback to slow him down. I was thinking it was dead and buried, especially when JL gets the wrap in from Library. Somehow, some way though, they piece it back together. And even with this, looking to be the closer, he survives, lives to tell the tale, and takes that one.
I was a bit nervous for Jimmy there because he was on 10 bullets for an age. Bit was on 12, but he had the luxury of surprise. Now Brolan with MOUZ, knowing that NAVI are in economic trouble. This round they've mustered together a buy. They're not going to have much in Resurplus and Shui in Exertion, the former of which mid-air, capitalizing onto Bit, have opened up the A site nicely. It will be theirs, and NAVI can do little but save.
It's your round, and it's far cleaner. Those free weapons, incredibly important for the CT side defense, alongside the fact that it will buffer the cash somewhat. It would have been hellish if they lost this one with all of them going down. So tuck in, look for the save. The result, though, means that this will be a fifth round so far for MOUZ on their T-side campaign coming into the third map. Some good shots again from Sui as well, man. He's playing up to his name. Look great on Mirage here. 6 kills. And Jimmy winning out on the 1v1. Some good signs of life.
Terrorists win.
I think a lot of people after that first map on Mirage were fearing that this might be a quick 2-0. The way that MOUZ were just capitulated at every given turn, never got into the game. Flat across the board. Then to bounce back on Dust 2 and the nature which they did. And again, keep in mind that NAVI have an exceptionally high win rate. Their only loss coming to G2 on Dust 2 as of late. 90% with 10 maps played. And now here on Inferno, they kick things off in such fine form. Nima, once again, really one of the only shining lights of NAVI, the way he's played, the impact that he's had. Alexi's lining up the pop flash. Centralized are MOUZ, moving together as a united force. They've had a lot of success when it comes to these mid pushes, but this time they walk into Wonderful. And he will silence Shui for the time being.
And this is a round where he's got to burn bright. That AWP, it could do so much for them. He's already found the first. It's a contact scope up, walks round. Ready for the second as well, so 2 are clean. But Brolin does it straight back. Brawling on the brackets. And they're closing the distance, starting to get in their faces, make it uncomfortable. JL, though, arrives just in the nick of time. Unfortunately for Bit, he'll go down in the encounter. And Alexi B's the only one left round towards Library. Torshi's low, 12 HP. Trapped on the site. Fire at his feet with the smoke, puts it out, and Alexi B, he's extinguished.
His life extinguished, and NAVI on the receiving end for the 6th time already on their CT side. A lack of AWP in play. Once again for Wonderful. 136 ADR to Brolan. He often blows hot and cold. Well, he's hit a heater here just when it really counts. And of course, remember, the winner of this map, they've made it to the Major. They will go through 3-0. Bypass a lot of the extra games that will be played. No more pressure. They've made it to the promised land. But NAVI, we know they're such a tenacious bunch of players. Like, yes, they're down in a really rough spot. Like, make no mistake, they are struggling right now. But we know that Alexi and the rest of this team are capable of bouncing back at any given turn.
Yeah, it never feels like they're out of it. Always able to answer back. But this is a game where MOUZ are showing us a far better look than what we saw on the initial opener of Mirage. Their power level's been rising, their confidence has been there. And Xerxen, he's trying to show some of that. Looks to punish at the top of Banana early. But with the damage done onto him, leaving him on 41, he backs off. There might be an apartments opener though. Ooh, they set up. Flash over the top. I mean, it saves his teammates' life. Brolin's able to tuck back in. Spam shots, good. Diving all over the place. He just wants to stay alive at this point. It's a stalemate on the engagement. They back off. 3 players on the A bomb site. MOUZ, no overcommit into the round. They've still got nades and time.
I look like NAVI wanted to get aggressive. They wanted to be proactive in the apps, but Brolan surviving has forced them back. And as far as they're concerned, MOUZ are already in apps, potentially about to burst out of balcony. It's going to keep multiple NAVI players interested over on this side of the map. They're already going through a lot of utility. That grenade could be a kill though, but Brolan, oh, he just backed off in time. 7 HP remains on him, 30 on exertion. A much needed round for NAVI, and the flashes come in, and they are on point. 2 for 1 trade. As NAVI stumble and fall, and the bomb site sequestered one more time in favor of MOUZ.
Incendiary back in. Luckily enough, it doesn't burn enough to shut down Brolan, but Imma will hit a heavy shot straight back. Alexi B as well. Oh, the fadeaway. Suddenly it goes from looking impossible to being all but theirs. Alexi B, swinging the scepter, wants to rule and lead by example on the round, but you still got to shut down the young Jimmy. AK powerhouse back at the site, ripping him to pieces. He's out of ammunition. Alexi runs straight towards the bomb.
No kit. No kit. No time. Jimmy's done it. 7-2 scoreline. The 1v3 clutch. And Alexi goes down with a bomb. No saved up. Oh, and it rains, it pours. It's been torrential on this half for NAVI. I mean, they had no right to even get back on the site in the first place.
Nah.
But once they were there, you think it's theirs, but Jimmy one more time comes out clutch, cultivates the chaos from pit. He played the position perfectly. Oh man, NAVI have got to be devastated.
It was very good, Alex, to you set your jump. Yeah.
Blade gets involved. Very emotive with the body language here. Frustrating round to lose. God damn though, Jimmy. 2 clutches he's been able to get over the finish line for his team. And that was Alexi B just finding miraculous entries, right? Somehow connecting those shots, somehow making it look like it was a possibility for NAVI.
It's a worrying state of affairs when it's Alexi that's making the plays for your team. I mean, no disrespect to him. He's not there to be the powerhouse player. He's there to call the shots. And right now, Bit, absent. Wonderful, not really had much impact, and neither is JL. Somebody else has got to awaken from their slumber. Imma, Mr. Consistent in this series. He's given them the advantage. Deagle, slightly off. Aim punch, absolutely wrecked Wonderful there. But Imma's gone down as well. Deja vu creeping in. There is a flank from Bit using the smoke as his shroud, as a sanctuary, but he walks straight into Torji, who's having none of it.
Could have been the bomb, cold on the ground. Instead, it's looking like it's almost guaranteed for MOUZ from this point forward. Bomb site secured, weapons looking to be held onto. And this man on your screens has been hitting some tasty shots. He's been finding so much impact in the previous map. And again here, 1-for-1 trade. Alexi gets a look in, but that's all he finds. And JL with a Deagle Blaze. I think this round's about to go up in a puff of smoke for him. It's a fadeaway, but only an MP9. That's all he can bring forward into the next. And the round, that's a big number 8 for MOUZ.
8 rounds on the T side of Inferno. It's hard to fully convey in words just how dangerous this is right now for NAVI. And JL may not even get the luxury of saving his MP9. It looks like he will with the smoke being put into play. Can throw that across and upgrade. I think it's safe to say, though, that the panic button has been pushed, Jackie, quite a few times already on this half. And the way that MOUZ are playing, you definitely wouldn't put it against them to pick up a 10-2 half-time scoreline right now.
The alarm bells are well and truly sounding. But the cavalry for NAVI just haven't been able to deliver. You've got weapons once again, rearmed. Their arsenal stronger into the 11th. Nades supporting it as well. They're looking for some chaotic openers towards the apartments. They've been expecting the close aggression that we've seen a couple of times from NAVI, so it slows it down. Means they have to clear their angles bit by bit. Grouping up towards the balcony. 3 players there, rolling on contact. Crouch peek in, gets it for free. Bit has been delivering, but this time he's down and out. Wonderful. It's a nice first kill, but that's all it is, only one.
That's a delicious shot, isn't it? But there's just too much. There's too much to contend with. A bit of a famine for NAVI right now. They've been feeding off scraps. Sad state of affairs when we're getting hype about a flash flick. Because there's been nothing else that NAVI have offered. And I mean, the stats as well, by the way, it has turned into more of a T-sided map than classic Inferno was.
Yeah.
A lot of teams are getting a lot more success, but not this T-sided. To put it in perspective, a 60-round win percentage on T-half for MOUZ and a 52.3. When you consider this is about to go 9-3, and the buy into the next round is going to be pretty rough as well in a couple players. Assuming they can even save these 2 M4s. Because Alexi is having a bunch of T's knocking on the gate, and they knock off the block of both of them. No save weapons. MOUZ in cruise control.
It's looking bleak right now. NAVI CT side coming apart at the seams. MOUZ are the ones that are being able to rip through them again and again. They've got claws and we're seeing them. You make the best of the cash that's available. XM10, the auto shot in the hands of Wonderful, playing close on the arch. If you play into it, it can be a beastly weapon. Big Papa Pumps made its appearance on the server. Let's see if he can blow them to bits. They need to clear the angle. The stab into the back could be ruthless. First kill's clean, but there's nothing more to it. It's only one again. Brackets control conceded, but Bit walking up through the smoke. He's found his window back in. He can get right in there. See if he can shut them down. Trigger discipline for the first. Oh, tags through the smoke. Bit somehow giving him a round out of absolutely nothing. NAVI, they squeeze a third. Felt like they had no right on that one, but they give themselves something to go on.
The narrowest of opportunities. Of course, the pistol is always important, Jackie, it goes without saying, but it's so vitally important right now. If NAVI are unable to connect the dots for this second pistol round, it would be a 10-3 lead and pretty much a done deal. What does Alexi have up his sleeve? What does Blade have up his sleeve? You see Shui checking his notes. Having a quick look. The job, for the most part, has been done, but they cannot take their eyes off the prize. They cannot get complacent. NAVI will punish you if you give them a chance. Finish them off while they're weak.
Well, here we go then. Qualification to the major on the line. A 1-1 scoreline. Here on the third and final map, it's MOUZ dominating. And if their CT side pistol keeps it going in that direction, they will be so close to finishing this, lopping the head off, snatch the crown from the Kings, and have a shot at the major.
And by the way, NAVI desperately need this round. 32% win rate on pistol rounds on Inferno after 11 maps played. They're going to have to turn their fortunes around here, and JL has done just that. Snaps back 2 domes, and there is a third where that came from. As JimFat gets too aggressive out of apps and gets punished for it. It's looking good for NAVI to start to get back on the trail. They still need to finish this one off, and Shui gets his 11th kill of the map. He's looking to try and twist the knife as a second kill comes through. He's waiting for Torji to make a move who's in no man's land. He's miles away from the action. He anticipates that there's a flanking player around second mid. He still seems to have no idea as to what's going on. Torji, it's on B.
Has no read of the round and just has to tuck in and save the Kevlar. No way to recover this one. The stats might have painted a damning picture for the pistol round, but Na'Vi are living in the here and now, and it's the punishment. Pistol prowess from JL. His Glock fade makes them dissipate out of existence, and they confirm themselves a way back in. It's a small margin though, Vince. A lot to get done.
I totally understand the save at the end of the round. You keep the Kevlar, it allows you to upgrade to head armor if you're worried about Mac 10, some extra utility. Got you on that. But I don't understand why he's still second mid while Shui is trying to kill the entire planet by himself.
Yeah, I felt like he'd seen everyone as well on the peek out, right? At least 2 players on the face, so I guess he was worried about one man being close towards Boiler, arch side, something to catch him. Didn't happen though. He didn't have any backup. And try as he might, like it's a hell of a tap with the P2000 onto the first. Made it look like, yeah, you actually kind of believe in it. Maybe there is something to be said with this one. This is a classic throwback though. Mid-aggression coming out, you throw the nades down, you run it straight in. JL again, the savior of Na'Vi.
Admire the effort, keeping Na'Vi on their tiptoes. Exertion doesn't get peaked, and now he's got a Khalil. Molotov though could be his demise. Smoke tossed down. And he manages to jump across as well and reposition. It's the great escape from Exertion. How does he survive that? Houdini himself would be proud of that. It's disgusting.
Man, that's madness. They wanted to split him in half like a bad magician, Vince, but he's the one doing the magic tricks. Escapes through the trapdoor and gets back. 37 HP and a Galil in his hands. 3 versus 3.
A kill, a Galil upgrade, and he's still alive.
It's madness.
Now, Torji did like to go for the scout after saving in that first round of the half. 45 seconds left. They still need to push into Exertion. Wouldn't it just be poetic justice if he's able to put that Galil now against the T's and put them to the sword? It would entirely break Na'Vi in every sense of the word. But he's backing away. Facilitating the push for the T's, but he's luring them in to his trap. Finds the first. Spray is good for the kill onto Wonderful. And now we can watch on as JimFat and Torji try and clutch this 2v2 retake.
Torshi's close by already. Inside the ruins with a scope. Scout in his hands. Back up from Jimmy arriving towards CT side. They're going to double up, play off one another. It's a close angle, 4-bit. That Galil could tear him to shreds, but the timing of it, he's a little bit paranoid about the banana face. They're coming out, getting themselves ready. They've got the crossfire. He might not even need the assistance, but Torji, with time ticking away, that's the real problem for him. You might make the moves, but you can't really get this one over the finish line. And Bit just wants to waste all the time in the world, make him go down to the bomb and finish it off with a rifle instead. 3 kills for Bit. It felt like he was keeping them in it in so many rounds towards the CT side. Run out on the A side, Vince. He was good for the balcony frag. So smart with the utility as well. And again here, that's another round that could be attributed to him.
There were moments though, man. Exertion's great escape and then able to post up the Galil for the first kill into Wonderful. You started to believe. Instead though, Na'Vi have broken their funds back down to the base level. 3 grenades. Throwing them down onto Banana. Damage pretty good onto Alexi, but he is the expendable player with the Mac 10. And he'll happily trade his life as long as his team can get the W. He'll take that trade all day, every day. MOUZ out for 4 players, and with their upgraded pistols, there is a way forward, but Na'Vi are checking Banana. And they're about to get up close and personal with Exertion's the Eagle. And he puts out the welcome mat for them, dares them to push in. Taking a bunch of damage though and flashed out. There is a team kill thrown in the mix as well, as Alexi gets a bullet to the back of the dome. But Na'Vi still should be dialing in a 6th.
You can see what they were going for there. First 2 nades in. The third is delayed when the 2 CTs rotating around through Speedway are already so close towards the A site. Make them believe there's 3 players on B. You're hoping you force their hand to the stack towards the A site. But even if they did commit, It was Bit that's able to, again, live up to the score lines he's been posting. Another 3 kills versus the Pistols. There's a little bit skew if for 1-4 on the team kill, but you won't mind. You get the round, and that's what you're looking for.
So NAVI have brought that deficit back significantly from 9-3 to 9-6. There is still a bit of daylight, though, between the two teams. And MOUZ still have time. Curious if they're going to start to get aggressive into apps. We saw NAVI doing this quite a bit on their CT side to varying degrees of success. Grenade is good again, though. Softening up Alexian, wonderful. $300 investment well spent. Puts them into headshot range of these A1Ss. We've seen this boost before. It was Alexi that ripped off the face with the MP9 at range on JL. Not JL, I think it was Torji, actually. Oh, Flash is so good, it's going to force them back. And now Broland goes in. A smoke tossed down just to keep themselves alive as a Molotov was burning their feet. And MOUZ take control back over of B once more.
Iron Mike Broland goes in for the uppercut, connects that one. Gives them something to work with here. 60 seconds on the timer. They've still got nades. They can set up for the play. Don't have to force the issue. They've got JL covering in case there's an info play back down towards Banana to take the control. And the Flash baits out a re-smoke. So running a bit more dry towards the B bomb site. It's only 1 smoke left. Timing on it's good though. 37 seconds on the clock, that one goes up. You're running it down to the last few seconds. We saw MOUZ in this position on their T side. Now NAVI are the ones that have to contend with the same issue. Stalled at B. Unable to find a way in. Xerxin close in the smoke. Is he ready to deal damage as it dissipates? They're going to break it early. Instant connection, it's Bit. He's been so damn good. And again here, finds major impact. Torji. He's up close, but he's got to wield this orb like a shotgun. Bit overconfident on the engage. He was looking to take the deep CT control, runs into the barrel, falls because of it. But they're looking scared about this one. If Torji gets another pick, maybe there's room to go back in. Okay, that could be the instigator. Now you're thinking about it. JL though, quick snapshot onto Jimmy.
They do have a kit, but they have no grenades to supply this, to allow the re-engage. And so it looks like exit frags are on the menu, and that's about it. MOUZ have rounds to play with, but ever so quickly, NAVI are picking up pace, confidence, momentum. Some of those absent players on the first half are really coming alive. JL and Bit in particular have had a real upward trajectory on this second half. Warning signs on the horizon for MOUZ to deal with. And although there will be no survivors for NAVI, they don't care. Tons of cash to play with, and a round on top of it. Do MOUZ want to buy behind these 2 save weapons? Yes, they will. Maybe not a full investment. It looks like more of a half buy alongside it, as an MP9 comes in for a couple players. But still more than enough threats to contend with. Thing is though, NAVI, even with low time, as you call, like 20, 25 seconds on the clock, they're still grinding out these rounds. This is where NAVI are at their best. Always managing to find a way to get a win.
And it's been brilliance from Bit time and time again. Multi-kill after multi-kill. His T side, he's really been showing what he's made of, how much stock he can bring to this team when he's having a good performance, when he's able to just play his style of CS. And against a far weaker defense in terms of what MOUZ are working with, NAVI could be one step closer to tying this back up. And remember, going into the second half, it wasn't looking great for him. It was MOUZ on a heater, blowing them out of the water time and time again. And here in the 17th, it's all about the stall tactics. Restrict vision, make it uncomfortable, don't allow them to find a way to put these weapons to good use. Torji's AWP could be so powerful if he can make a play with it. Oh, up on top. The 1-for-1 trade, but Jimmy also picks one up with a 5-7 on the split on the run out. It's a 4v3, Vince. Wonderful's low.
That's a horrible trade if you're NAVI. Horrible. Wonderful down low. They've utilized most of their utility. They only have 2 smokes left with a flashbang, and you're behind. And yeah, sure, Wonderful's not typically going to be sort of the entry fragging contingent of these three, but you're going to have to sacrifice himself to the CS gods here. Try and draw fire and allow JL and Bit to really shine. A ton of kills between the two of them in recent memory. But now Jimmy comes in and the AK drops favorably for him. Uses it against the oncoming T's, and although JL gets one, there's going to have to be a lot more behind that with 10 seconds. And Broland slaps him upside the face in midair with the MP9, spitting bullets in his direction. MOUZ hit 10 first.
That's Broland's 15th kill as well. Diving through the air with the MP9 and the carnage up close. JL, try as he might to find a way to get Na'Vi their 8th round. It's gone. First 4 of their T-side campaign. It's been all Na'Vi. The 5th round was a stretch too far and it puts MOUZ on 10. And it's a stark contrast in terms of the weaponry that you can work with now.
Yeah, you're looking for a moment of brilliance from Wonderful or JL with these Deagles, realistically. A moment of magic. MOUZ are so close, within touching distance of qualifying for the major, bypassing all the shenanigans. I mean, a great deal to every single one of these players, of course, but I think Na'Vi probably the favorites coming into this game. MOUZ bypassing a crushing defeat on Mirage, hanging in there, and now thriving. Good shot from Torji, no follow-up damage either afforded by Na'Vi, and no flashes. Shot did connect through the wall, but it's only 7 in total from Ima's Deagle. Looking good for that 11th round now.
And the thing is, not even a single flash to allow them to fight for the brackets. You've got to run out dry. It should be a shooting gallery. JL with the Deagle. A small prize, but the round itself, what you're looking for, that goes the way of MOUZ. No upsets, no shenanigans. But of course, it's just a formality to get Na'Vi to this position where you can afford a hefty buy. Take a timeout as well. So close to this one being a MOUZ victory. You've got to find answers. Switch it up here.
I mentioned before how Wonderful has had a really rough series. Only 17 kills coming into the 3rd map. Well, he's only got 7 in this one. He's bottom again for his teammates. You felt like he was going to do most of his work on that CT side. We could play more static, but the economy was constantly shredded. Whereas Torji's kept up that flame. He's only died 6 times, by the way. We're moving into round 19. Shows how diligent he's been of not giving his life away for free. Makes the world a difference. But here we go. Round 19. Could be Na'Vi's last hurrah in this best of 3. Very little money left. And Torji peeks down middle. Haven't really seen him do this too often. Wonderful getting absolutely destroyed upon Banana. But JL is there to evict exertion from his hiding hole. And Alexi will deal with Broland, who was spoilt for choice. Torji does answer back. A lot of damage though to Na'Vi. 3 of the 4 below 35 HP.
Reset on the round. You've drawn a rotate. Torji on the fade off. Goes back to assist towards the B site. Put the blockade up. But this means again, it's young Jimmy. The man that's been playing a masterclass in the 1v2s. He's already had some great rounds on the A bomb site. Will this be another one for him? Na'Vi, low on health on multiple players. Bit is the only man that's all the way up on 100. He's going out through the balcony, flank round the back. Oh, the SMG, it looks uncomfortable. And Bit finds it. Torji, though, a window of opportunity, seizes it with both hands, fires up a quick shot as well. 2v2 here, bomb being planted. JL with 6 health to his name. He gets that one down. Is this retake gonna go the way of MOUZ? Torji's pre-scope, looking for the walk-up. It's a split push on the response, dives round. His elbow's been spotted from JL. Nade's gonna go in.
Doesn't hit the mark. And now Torji making moves through on the balcony side. He's got a flashbang. Gonna throw that in first. Shui lands the headshot. And now down to Bit. He's already been tagged and now finished off by Torji's Deagle. Time is going to be close. With the kit, they should have enough on the clock for a 12-7 lead. NAVI nearly were able to brute force their way onto the site. But MOUZ have so often been clutch. In these 2v2, 3v3s, they have prevailed time after time.
They know their way around the clutch. And for NAVI, it's been anything but. Another opportunity there where it seemed like maybe they were going to get themselves into a bit of a groove, deny that match point, that series point, that major qualification point for MOUZ. But that's the reality that we're now living in. The 3 times these two teams have gone head-to-head following the player break, it's been NAVI taking the win each and every time. MOUZ, they want to break the streak, and a poetic way to do it, to give themselves qualification to the Shanghai Major. And coming into this one, you're playing with a far lesser buy. Spam shots early on, Xertion battling for control of the banana.
Smoke is deployed just to slow down the pace. Let NAVI stew in that deficit. Push them back for a few more moments. 2 more smokes to play with. But the positions of MOUZ right now are looking good. 3-2 formation. NAVI trailing their way up on middle for the time being. Flash is good, but he was able to back away from the shadows his bit, so he can keep himself in the action. Getting up close delivers. A smoke has been put into place, but that's not going to slow NAVI down. They're going to try and strike while the iron is hot and deal that fatal damage to these remaining defenders. Try and get on the site as fast as possible, but Jimmy, not for the first time, is locking it down with 4 kills. The Finn comes out clutch, and MOUZ have qualified for the Shanghai Major.
Let's fucking go!
Yeah, you can see the reactions there.